Today, I want to talk about if they're serious or just wasting your damn time. How many times have you dated or gone on a date or gone on multiple dates or even gotten a relationship with someone only to find out at the end, of course, they're just a waste of your damn time, right? That's what we're going to talk about today. So, first and foremost, the most important thing is this that I want to share with you. People show us who they are. And it's not to make anybody right, wrong, good, bad. That's of zero judgment. It is, we see it, but if we haven't done the inner work to heal the wounds of the past that we may still be holding on to unconsciously, subconsciously, we will color for ourselves, lie to ourselves, in essence, what the real truth is. So let this video serve as some of those helpers. How about that? So, very first one, okay? Energy never, 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 it's not possible, never lies. Words can lie. Gestures can even lie, but energy can never lie. So I will tell you that if you feel in your gut, in your intuition, in your inner knowing, something isn't right, something isn't off, something's off, something isn't adding up, trust it. Trust it. Learn to listen to that first and foremost, okay? Next, when their words do not match their actions. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, I think you kind of already know what I mean by that, but let's give you some examples. They're inconsistent, right? They say one thing, they do another. They tell you they want a relationship, yet they take forever to text you back. They don't make plans. They ghost you for days. You're always kind of decoding. Do they like me? Do they not like me? Are they into me? Are they not into me? That, that, my friend, is your, I'll just say real love isn't confusing. Real love is certain. Real love is unwavering. Real love is consistent. Real love feels good. It feels both safe and expansive. And so if you're finding yourself with lots of questions and lots of doubts, first, I would ask you, ask them. And if you're afraid to ask them, check with yourself, why am I afraid to ask them? Okay? Next, uh, they don't want to have hard conversations with you. They have a challenge with depth and emotional conversation. So they kind of laugh it off, or I don't want to talk about that, or they're afraid of what you will think of them. If you bring up how you feel about something, they get defensive and they deflect, things of that nature, right? They're always kind of goofing around, and you feel that your relationship is very surface level, very superficial. They joke about things, you're either too much or you're too sensitive. They shut you down. Does that make sense? And here's the deal too. If somebody can't handle a hard conversation, a uncomfortable conversation without, literally running for the hills, then they can't handle a real relationship. They can't handle that emotional depth. They're just not ready for it, and that's okay. Don't hang on and fall in love with potential. Be in love with who they show you they are. Zero judgment, zero right, zero wrong. Accept people for literally who they show you they are. When, for you women who are watching, when a man is into you, it is known. There is no guessing. There is no, am I too much? Am I too little? Like he shows up with conviction. He pursues you. He chooses you. He lets you and the world know that you are his beloved. There is no guessing. There is no game playing. There is no too muchness, too littleness. In fact, sometimes, ladies, hear me for this. Sometimes the real man, the masculine man that you really want, that you really crave, that you've been yearning for, will often, if you're not ready yet, if you are not ready, meaning you haven't done the inner work yet to heal the parts of you that you're still carrying around pain, trauma, uh, anger, resentment for, he might feel like too much to you because a good man, a real man, a masculine, strong, wonderful, loving man is going to feel, and this for you too, though, men, is going to feel expansive to your body, to your nervous system, to how you think, how you feel in his presence. He might feel like too much. So keep that in mind, okay? Here's another thing to look out for. You're doing all the work. You're like the one putting in all the effort, making the plans, calling, texting. You feel like you're chasing, basically, right? Healthy relationships are reciprocal. It's give and take. It's not one doing all the effort and one doing the minimal effort. If that's what you have going on, get out of that relationship. It's going to be that way forever. And then it's just going to turn into resentment at the end of the day. Another thing is your body, how you feel within it, your nervous system feels very, you could say, fight flight. Like you feel like you're stressed and in chaos often within your body. And maybe you haven't even noticed that yet. So as you listen to this video, pay attention to that. When you are with them, when you are in their presence, how do you feel inside of your body? How does it feel? Does it feel calm? Does it feel safe? Does it feel accepting? Does it feel fun? Does it feel good? Or does it feel tight? Does it feel tense? Do you feel like you're walking on eggshells? Do you feel like you have to watch what you say? Do you feel like you are bracing yourself for like the next fight? I think you know what I'm going to say next. I mean, get out of those relationships that make you feel like you are constantly in fight, flight. Okay. Now, you're with them. Here's another instance. You're with them and you're you're settling. I'm just gonna call it what it is. You're settling. You're not even happy. You're not even happy. You've convinced yourself that you're in love with their potential. That the version of them that you've made up in their mind of who they could be if only they did ABC, XYZ, that's who you're in love with, but it's not actually who they are. Remember, accept people for who they are, who they show you they are. And you're either going to want to move forward or you're not. Never, ever, ever date anybody or get in a relationship with anybody where you are like, oh, I like all these things, but if they did this, or if they changed this, or if they were like this, then I'd really love them. They're not your project. They're not your project. And really, I'll just be honest, because I always am. Who are you to dictate who they should be to make them perfect for you? They should already be perfect for you. And that's your indicator to move on if they're not. Okay. I see so much like we get into relationships with like my clients, before they work with me, you get into relationships and it's this project and somehow we want to fix each other. Again, that's that old paradigm, that old way of my wounds and your wounds, and we save each other and we fix each other. Okay. So here's another one. If you find that you are constantly waiting on hearing from them, on like your nervous system, you feel anxious often, you feel on edge, and you are literally feels like you are waiting to hear from them. You don't want to send the text, you don't want to call them, you are waiting for them to make the move. You're waiting for them to make you feel good. You keep holding on to, you know, being chosen from them because you don't feel good about you unless they choose you. Does that make sense? So, really, the key to all of these things, friends, the key to all of these things, I will tell you, because again, if any of you have spent any time with me on any amount of social media, I am not a surface level love dating relationship coach. I'm not, I'll talk about things like that that are important to you, but the key to never having to deal with this kind of stuff with somebody who's going to waste your fucking time to choosing those who want a healthy relationship, who are willing to put forth the effort, who want to meet you where you are, who so you cultivate together this hot, happy, healthy, beautiful relationship, is doing the inner work within you to cultivate self-love, self-respect, self-acceptance, to go into the parts of you, and whether it's work with a coach, whether it's take a course, whether it's see a therapist, it's not, it doesn't really matter. Listen to your own intuition. You have to go in and meet the deep parts of you that still feel unloved, that still feel undeserving, that still feel jaded or angry about what you think somebody did to you. The most important thing that you can do to cultivate having and attracting a good, healthy, loving partnership with another is to cultivate first a good, healthy, loving relationship within yourself. Once you do that, once you do that, the outside will then reflect to you the inside. Like, this is the depth of this. This is how this works. This is why sometimes when you pay attention to quick fixes, if you will, it works in that instance, but then you're seeing the same kind of person in a different body. You're attracting the same kind of pattern, the same kind of person that shows up in the same kind of way, because you have yet to get to the root cause of why you're attracting that person to begin with, and then to transform it, if that makes sense. So, I will end this video on that. And of course, if you are enjoying this, if this resonates, subscribe so you don't miss any videos, and I will see you next time.